That is a huge try.
What a pass again. Oh, that's a bullet ball.
Opens up. Huge hole through the middle.
And Danny Norman charging up the field for a team, trying to get them home in this series.
You are listening to the Touch Heads podcast. Here are your hosts, Danny Norman and Mitch Walkerton.
G'day, Touchheads, and welcome to another episode of the Touchheads podcast. I'm Mitch Walkerton, my co-host, Danny Norman. Hello, Danny.
How's it going, Mitch?
Going great. Yeah, going really well.
Episode, what are we, 5?
Yes.
Far out. It's flying.
Yes.
Hey, quick apologies to the listeners. We couldn't record last week. Our guest got some shitty news and had to cancel last minute. But we really want to save that episode because we think it's going to be a good one. So took a break. We're back. We've got a big ep today. A really, really big ep today. So yeah, let's just kick things straight off, Mitch. We'll go straight into our pit and peak of the week.
How's your week been, Danny?
Yeah, good. I'm on school holidays at the end of this week, so that is 100% my peak. I think my pit last week was I'm just been so sore from training and NTLs on the back of. Haven't really been able to do too much of my own training. But this week I've come really good, so I'm actually going to training straight after we do this podcast recording and see how the old legs pull up, which is good. So that's, my pit and peak.
Okay.
What about you?
My pit and peak would be, I went to a movie premiere where my brother-in-law
Awesome.
owns a dance studio, Brent Street, and we went to Dance for Your Life on Friday night, so that was nice, going along there
Nice.
and having a look at that. It's been bad in the last... I can't really think of anything that I've, going to complain about, to be honest.
You're just positive Polly all
Yeah,
week.
trying to be.
Nice.
Yeah.
So good. News in the touch football world. Let's go straight in. So NZ Opens are announcing their Asia Pacific Cup teams this Wednesday, I believe it is. So when our podcast drops, so today, I'm talking to you guys, the NZ Opens teams would have been announced. So that's some exciting news. I'm keen to see who's in, who's out, what changes they're making.
Sure.
The Asia Pacific Cup's 3 weeks away.
It feels close,
That
doesn't it?
flew.
Yeah.
That flew. Still waiting to find out when the Australian teams are going to be announced and become public. Stay tuned for that one. New South Wales Junior Regionals, are you involved in that, Mitch?
I'm just as a selector, actually.
Nice.
Yeah, so helping select merit teams, not sure what age group. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's in the last weekend of the school holidays at Tuggerah.
Yeah. Nice. It is on the Central Coast, so it's
Yeah.
local for you.
Yeah, lovely.
That's great.
Nice and close.
Don't have to travel.
Yeah.
Yep, love that. And school rep touch footy is kicking off around the country. Now, the reason I put that in there, I think the school pathway is so bloody underrated. And the pathway that it provides to our players through like the training and the more camp style sessions, I guess, how much that preps them for later representative teams. It is so important. Like I know I've just come off the back of the North Coast Independent Schools Carnival on Friday. And our kids are now getting prepped to go down to the CIS Carnival in the independent system. I'm not sure if the CHS Carnival has happened or is coming up soon.
Normally June-ish in term 2.
Yep. And then the CCC, I think, is around the same time as well. Queensland's already started.
Yeah,
And this
right.
is another big thing, and I think this has been an argument for so many years why Queensland used to dominate, is because they've already picked their Sydney North or
Okay.
Hunter teams in like South Coast, for example, is the region I'm in. They've already been picked. So they're going to start training soon and have their tournament to pick their Queensland team soon and have all of that extra time to prep for the NYC tournament.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, so it's really, it is interesting how different they all are and what time of year they're on.
Yeah.
But look, at this time of year, I would hate to be, or I was way back when, but when I was 18, this is the worst time of year because you are juggling a million hats. You're playing, maybe coming off the back of an NTL and Junior State Cup,
Yeah.
potentially going into a Junior Regional, starting your school rep stuff, maybe Vorden Cup starting. It just never ends.
No, it's full on. Absolutely full on.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And you'd have Evie involved in that now?
Yes, and trying to do year 12 studies and all that sort of stuff as well on top. So, plus
Yeah.
other sports if the kids play other sports. So, yeah, really, really busy time.
Yeah, it's super busy. Any news around the grounds from you, Mitch? Anything to note before we move into our interview for this week?
So we met the China Mixed Opens team last night. We had a bit of a meeting.
Oh, nice.
So we've got a
Yeah.
great crew. So, yeah, met all of them and did a bit of a setting expectations and that sort of stuff. We've got some training dates lined up coming up in the next 3 weeks. So, yeah, it was really, really good.
So good.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, and what would be their next tournament? Not the Asia Pacific, or are they coming to Asia
They're
Pacific?
coming to Asia Pacific.
Oh, there you
But
go.
a lot
I
of
haven't
them-
seen a draw, nothing.
Yeah, a lot of them are Australian-based. There's only a couple coming over from China. A lot of them are Australian-based. So, yeah, be really good.
Yeah, awesome. All right, guys. Hey, guest for this week, our referee episode.
Yes.
So bloody good. We have Tony Calabria, I call him the People's Ref, coming on the podcast today to answer some pretty hard-hitting questions, I might add. Some listener questions as well. Look, I think this is going to be a really good interview because a lot of people really don't understand what it's like to be a referee, and to just hear it come from them. We're so quick to judge. We're so quick to be opinionated, especially out in the middle of the field or from the sidelines too. So I think this interview is going to be great today. Mitch, what are you thinking? What are your thoughts?
It's fantastic. And I know a lot of referees actually love the pod and are real touch heads, but a really good insight from the refs, and it makes you question, you know, when you talk, what you think and what they're actually going through, the decision making that they have to make. Really, really self-reflection sort of takes place, I think.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break and we will join you back with Tony Calabria very shortly.
Radio Touchheads. Now we are joined by one of the game's best referees, Tony Calabria. Bit of a bio about Tony. Comes to us via Griffith. He has refereed 73 international touch matches and made his debut back in 2011 at the World Cup in Scotland. Tony, thanks very much for joining us on the pod.
No worries. Thanks, Mitch. Hey, Danny. Hey, Mitch. How you going?
Yeah, good. I'm actually so excited for this episode. I feel like this has been a long time coming. We've had a few messages on the social media accounts to get a referee on. And look, I can't think of anyone better. And I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass, Tony.
Lucky
But
me.
you are the people's referee. Seriously. And if it makes you feel even better, you're my husband's favourite referee. You're my sister's favourite referee. You're my favourite referee. So it's good to have you on.
Oh,
here.
how good. That's all that matters then. I'm done.
You're good. Log off. Nah.
Yeah.
All right. Tony, before we get into the hard-hitting questions, can you just give us a bit of an insight into where you're from, what you do, life outside of refereeing?
Yeah, so I'm originally from a small town called Griffith, which is about 2 hours from Wagga. It's probably more of a farming town. Like we used to own a farm. We had grapes and oranges. So I left there in 2011. It was actually straight after the Scotland World Cup.
Yeah, right.
I left home. So ended up joining the army, lived down in Wollongong for a little bit. And for work, I'm a commercial manager in defence. I work on defence projects, essentially. So I won't get it. It's pretty boring stuff. It's about contracts and procurements and all that. So nothing too exciting for everyone. But yeah, so do a bit of traveling and whatnot in the spare time. And when there is spare time from touch, we just went to the footy. Kim Skelly and I went the other week, watched the Swans play. Unfortunately, they lost. So yeah, so do a bit of traveling, catching up with family. And being Italian, we're pretty close with family. So yeah.
Yeah, big family, I bet.
Speaking of Kimmy, just walked in.
Hey, Kimmy. My sister's husband's actually Italian, so I fully get the big family side of things. And I'm Croatian, so same boat as you, Tony.
Oh, really?
I think that's pretty exciting. I didn't actually know that about you, that you were in the army. That's incredible.
Yeah, about from 2011 to 2020.
Wow. Yeah, that's
had
absolutely
its time.
incredible. So
Had its
good.
fun times.
Yeah. All right. Well, Mitch, I think you're going to kick us off with some questions
I
and we'll
will.
get straight into it.
Tony, how did you get into refereeing?
So, and believe it or not, I actually played a fair bit. I was a player all in my younger years and then coming up.
What
And
position?
then they had a rule.
Yeah. What position? I reckon he was a middle.
I was a middle.
Yeah.
I I love middle.
How
I,
good?
yeah, then it was a rule in Griffith actually that if you put in a team, you had to supply a referee. So
Yeah.
my girlfriend at the time, she was like, "Oh, Tony, can you do it?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, okay, I'll do it." So I did one game, and my first game was with the director of and referees in Griffith, Frank Scarfoni. So I did. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just and running around like a headless. He goes, "Oh, um, like you go all right, mate. Like, did you wanna come away with us?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, why not?" I was only a young fella then. So I went away and just had a ball. I was like, "Oh, this might be all right." So yeah, just had a lot of fun and whatnot, and then I just and progressed from there.
Who were the biggest influences on your refereeing journey?
Probably to start off with, it would have been the Griffith guys.
Skelly's
Sorry, that
looking at
just
you,
cheer
isn't
me
he?
up. Yeah, yeah, Skelly. Classic. Probably starting off in Griffith, it would have been Frank Scaffoni, like Nick Alton, Karen Strawn. Also Badge as well, like he was in the same region as me, like
Mhm.
in the Suns. So he actually helped me a lot. He still does. And then there was Barry McNamara. He helped me a lot. He probably believed in me more than I believed in myself at the start. So he was a big influence. And now it's people like E. Matthew, like Kim Skelly, and I'm not saying that because he's over there, but
He's got a gun to your head.
yeah, blinked twice. Nah. Uh-huh. But yeah, no. So it's like Amato and Kim and Badge now have been really good for the last 6 or so years,
Yep.
helping me, and yeah, so those guys have been a really big influence.
Was there a moment that you realised that you could get to an elite level as a referee?
I wouldn't say there was an exact moment. Like I remember being in Scotland and I was on the drink and watching the grand finals. And I was in the grandstand. I was like, oh, I wouldn't mind actually being out there in one of the days. So, but after that, I joined the army. So I took a couple of years off, and then I got back into it. And that was my goal. Like, and to do those games, like I didn't want to be in the grandstand drinking. I wanted to be out there and refereeing the games, like those big games. So that was a goal from all the way back from 2011.
Well, that's look, 2011's a fair while ago, mate. Like, I'm not trying to say you're old because I was playing back then too. But what in that time between your first test match debuting to now, what do you think people misunderstand the most? So you've been in so many high pressure moments, so many high pressure games. What do you think from the outsider looking in, what is something that people really misunderstand about referees?
And probably how hard it is. Like, it is so difficult. Like, we're looking at so many things, and and it happens like and within seconds. And we probably get criticized so much if we miss one thing, or like I think we're expected to be perfect essentially, and it's really difficult. So I don't think players, coaches have an understanding of how hard it actually is to get out there and to spot everything, like especially around the scoreline. You know, is it square? Are they over the ball? Is it forward? Are the defenders on side? And there's so much to look at. And I think that it's like I think that's a misunderstanding where it's like everyone thinks, oh yeah, it's pretty simple, it's easy, but no, it's difficult.
Yeah, just hearing that, like as a player, hearing it come from you, like I'm going through my mind going like, shit, all I'm worrying about is like typically a defensive read or something. You're thinking about all of those things, like going through that mental checklist in your head. It's good as a player to hear you share those thoughts because it makes me understand, fuck, there is a lot that's going through their mind. They're not just thinking about, was it a try, was it not? It's XYZ beforehand, XYZ after. So there's
Yeah.
it's a good message to send, I guess. How do you manage high pressure moments in big games? Now, I know you've just said there's a lot to think about. Is there something that you draw upon from your experience that helps you manage those pressure moments?
Yeah, I think now with the technology and all that, almost everything's high pressure. So I just try and do the basics, like in what I can control well. So, and just keeping composed and relaxed. And I find if I'm doing that and then I'm actually and refereeing well. So if I can just and control myself and control my emotions, and then that reflects on the field, and I'm in control of those and situations.
I think that's why you are such a well-respected referee from the player's point of view as well, because you're always smiling, you're always so calm, you're always so friendly. Like, there's just no ego about you, and you manage yourself so well on the field, and that really helps us as players build that strong rapport with the referee at the time. Like, I think that's something that you really do bring to the table. What's your that's okay. What's your process when you're unsure about something in real time? Because as you said, things go so quick.
Yeah, I'll probably like to take a second just and probably catch my breath, get my thoughts, and then I'll probably go to the other referee. It's like, oh, hey mate, like what have you got? Like this is what I saw. Like, have you got anything different? Like and whatnot. So I think the communication has to be there, especially now that we're all mic'd up. It happens a lot quicker. Like I don't have to go over there. Like we don't have to have a little tea party or anything out in the field. Like it almost happens instantly. So I can always and rely on those guys if they've got anything, if they've seen it. So if you got strong referees who are with you, then and you're not too worried if you miss something.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
Can you think of a most challenging game you've officiated and why?
Yeah. Almost every Origin game has been hard.
Yeah, far out.
They're tough. But when I did the men's in 2023, the Trans-Tasman, and game 2,
Yeah.
that went into a drop-off. And it was the first time I was doing this, like, it was the first series where I did the men's in the Trans-Tasman and my only one. So game 1 wasn't too bad, and we're walking out for game 2. There was Skelly and Baggio, and I was having a laugh with Skelly as we normally do. And then Badge was behind us, all quiet. I'm like, mate, what's wrong? Are you okay? It's like, oh, I just know what's coming. I was like, what do you mean what's coming? It'll be fine, just run. He's like, mate, and you'll see. And Jesus, it was a cracker of a game. It just went end to end, the skill level, intensity, just everything about that game. Like you had to be on the ball, and it went into a drop off, and Australia eventually won it. I think Jack Edwards scored in the corner.
Yeah.
So, but that was just a tough game in general to do. It was enjoyable. I was glad once it was over, but yeah, that was tough.
Ever made a call that you wish you could take back?
You know, there's probably about 100 players screaming at the
this
screen.
one,
Yeah, I've got a few. But I can't remember, like, nothing jumps out that there's one specific call. It probably has been, but actually a few years ago in State of Origin, I can't remember what year it was, but it was one of the years, and it was game 2. So on the first game was a bit physical. I think Harry might have ended up in hospital. So on the game was a bit physical, like, and we probably let a bit too much go in that game. But then we got instructed to just clamp everything out. There was a zero policy. So we went into that game. We probably refereed different to as we normally would because we got instructed to. So there was people in the bin. There was just not an enjoyable game, like in my view. So I think all the calls in that game essentially, I'll probably and wish I could take back.
Yeah, okay.
It's
How do you
done.
deal with
Fair enough.
how do you deal with criticism from players, coaches, or the crowd who's heckling? Get them on the side.
Yeah, there's it's usually a bit from the crowd. I just laugh. That's pretty good. But the criticism from like coaches and players and all that, like you don't really let it get to you because at the end of the day, everyone has an opinion. Like some people will think you're a great ref. Other people will be like, "Oh, no, he's terrible. What are you talking about?" So, but unless it's like constructive and gonna help me, then I don't tend to worry about it. It's like, okay, yeah, like that's your opinion. I'm here busting my gut, so I'm happy with how I'm going so far. But unless you got some constructive and criticism, and you can keep it to yourself. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't let it bother me.
That's great. That's a great attitude to have. And I mean, a lot of the time it's out of emotion or frustration, I guess. So to know, like, and it's the same either way, you know what I mean? Like players get criticism from coaches or coaches get criticism from head coaches, referees get criticism from everyone. And it's about how we tell ourselves whether we need to choose to listen to it or not. And I think that's a really good outlook to have, Tony, for sure. What's the best way for players? So let's just like take captain out of it. What's the best way for players to communicate with a referee during a game?
It's generally hard during a game, actually, but when you get like a break in play, like if a try's been scored or the ball's dead or something, like and you got a quick word to say, then yeah, I guess that would be the best time because once played, like I've gotten in trouble so many times because I'll be on the sideline and the coach on the sideline will be talking to me and I'll just get held up with the coach and the assessor will be like, "Hey mate, like what are you doing? Like get
Having
up
a
there with
coffee,
the
cake, and
play."
chat. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So probably and when the ball's dead, like there's especially when a try scored, I reckon that's probably and the best time to have your say and get the question off your chest, I guess.
But really, we should be trying to send that message to players that they should be going through their captain so that it's not a million voices coming at you. Like I can imagine you're already
100%.
thinking about so many things. You don't need another 14 voices coming at you. Like limiting it to just your captain or your coach. I think that would be the message we should really like.
Absolutely should be.
Like I know as a player,
Yeah.
like I'd get so shitty at my teammates if they were grilling the ref 24/7. It's like, come to me, tell me, I'll go and ask them at halftime or a
Yeah.
break in play
Yeah. And that's normally our speech and to the captains at the
prior to the
start
game.
of the game.
Yeah.
Like, let the players go through you.
Yeah, absolutely. So where's the line then between, I guess, a question from a player and dissent? Like when does it cross? Like when does it get blurry or when is a player crossing the line?
Yeah. Well, I think I think when a player asks a question like what's that a penalty for? And you give him that answer like, oh mate, it was a forward pass, it was a late pass or whatever. And that's fine because I do think the player needs to know what they've actually been penalised for and what your ruling is. I think it crosses the line once the player wants to carry on with that and question the call. It's like, oh mate, that's a shit call. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And I think that then crosses over to
Yeah.
a dissent. Like, come on, mate. Like, yeah, you know what? It probably was terrible, but that's the call we're going with. So
Yeah, it's my opinion. It's what I'm seeing. I'm the man in charge with the whistle in my hand, not you. So on the back of that, do you think the respect for referees has changed over time? Think about like, I know you probably weren't reffing in the era of, I'll rattle some names off like the Sonders and the Paul Spheres and those people, but do you think respect for referees has changed since then to now?
yeah, well, I actually refereed Gary in his last men's open final he played for West at
Yeah.
Vorden. So I did that for and he won in a drop off and he set up the try, so that was pretty good. But it definitely has changed. I've seen some great sprays in the like mid 2000s and as I was coming up, but I think that's a credit to New South Wales touch as well. Well, I can only speak for our state. I don't do any Queensland tournaments or
Yeah.
whatnot, but I think the respect in our state here it's definitely gotten better. It's improved out of sight. Like I haven't really seen or heard a spray in ages, and on the players are respectful now. They'll they'll get frustrated, but they'll still and rein it in. And that's sport. There's always going to be frustration, but I feel like they're better. They can and better and manage their emotions on the field now. So, and especially with this and respect policy they've got into, and a no tolerance for any of the back chat and the abuse. So I think they've done a great job with it. So it definitely has changed in the 20 years
Yeah, for sure.
and for the better. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's changed a lot. And also with the juniors, zero tolerance, all the parents not yelling out. And I agree.
That's where it starts, right?
100% it starts with the parents.
Like if you're allowing I don't know, like if Koa starts playing touch football when he's older and I watch him doing that, I'm fucking walking on the field myself, grabbing him by the ear and yanking him off. Like I would be livid if he did that. And I feel like that just sets them up for
Yep.
disaster later on if they're starting that behaviour now.
For sure.
yeah. But if
Absolutely.
you watch the under 10 games and like the parents are the worst. They just
Yeah.
abuse it, like the poor referee, and the referee would only be like a 14-year-old or a 13-year-old. And it's just like,
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Come
Like
on,
that
mate.
takes me back to my days when I know this is like cardinal sin, but I used to run OzTag on the Northern Beaches and I did a lot of refereeing in OzTag growing up. The amount of times I was abused by parents of like kids that are like literally 5, 6 years old, it's like ludicrous. How many times I'd go home just sobbing in tears because a parent would be like, screaming at me from the sideline. It's like, what? Like, I think back on it now and I'm just like, what the hell was going through their head and why they felt like they could do that to like a 12 or 13-year-old? Like,
Yeah,
it is
exactly.
unbelievable.
And it's how we lose reafrees as well. Like they
Oh,
don't
for
want to come
sure
back.
you would. Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
do they? Like, you know,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, you can jam this. I'm not giving up my time to get abused.
Oh, absolutely
Yeah,
not.
100%.
It's gotten a lot better.
Yeah, I agree.
It's gotten a lot better, so it's good.
We need to do a parent etiquette episode, Mitch. That's going down in my notes.
Oh, that'd be a good one. We could then role play.
Like 20 rules to being a good parent. Yeah. Bad cop, good cop.
That's a fucking disgrace.
Yeah.
Pass it out, spread it.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good.
Tony, I only got a couple more questions. Are there any rules that you think need changing or clarifying?
On the rule that I hate, it's like the moving forward and the drop in early, and I think it comes down to how and we referee it as well. I think and you'll probably like you guys will probably find is like you get and run and referee, they'll police it a certain way, another referee will police it a certain way, but it always gets me when like and they dump the ball like 7 meters out, 8 meters out, whatever, and a winger and a link already on the try line as they're dumping it. It's like, well, mate, like, are you not that
Yeah.
quick?
Yeah.
Like
You can't
you're breaking down
teleport.
the play, like you've shot up and you're breaking down the play because you're already on the score line. So, and I think we're probably inconsistent with how we just and referee that amongst amongst the top, like, well, across all grades, I think. So that's probably and something that we could get and better at, and maybe amend the rules a little bit because it's so clouded. It's so clouded at the moment, like because it all goes, I think, walking like you have to walk up with an intent to make a touch, but
Like at a certain pace and
yeah, like, and I think my tolerance will be different to the other referees. It'll be
Yeah.
different
Yeah, it's
again
subjective,
to the
right?
And that's
other
when it gets
referees.
messy. Can I jump in and ask, like on the back of that, I feel like that rule is really similar to the rule where if there's no half and players can run up and touch the ball, it's like, well, some refs say it's 3 seconds or other refs are like, yep, you can go up and touch it now. Like, I feel like that's really inconsistent and it's a random
Yeah,
rule.
yeah. Well, a rule for that is there has to be a person within a meter of the
Okay,
roll
I
ball.
didn't
So,
know that.
if there's not, it's play on, and then
Yep.
and you can and run up and providing you're onside,
Yep.
as well. But yeah, that gets messy as well. And I think like there's other referees that don't even and know that rule, I guess. So that's a learning for them as well. But yeah, I think that scoreline's just it's a frustrating. Like it even come up at NTLs as well. Like I was and talking to coaches who were just and trying to get their head around how we're and refereeing that at the moment. I'm like, well, how I'm doing it, like, is this way, and Badge might do it a different way, and then Skelly might have a different view.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a rule that's a bit frustrating at the moment, I think. So if everyone can get on the same page and have one clear rule on it and no grey areas, then
Yes.
we'll be winning.
If there's one message you could give to every touch footballer, what would it be?
Shut up and listen.
Yeah. Yeah,
That was the first advice I got from my first Australian coach.
Yeah.
Shut up and listen. I was like, righto.
Yeah. I plays generally too bad. And maybe like I think as referees we and we probably get tainted by the same brush. So like he's a referee, like they're shit people. And we're like and probably and just because we're referee, we're probably not all shit people in a way. Like we're still approachable. Like you can still come up and talk to us. You can still, if you need a rule clarification or a chat or anything, we're pretty approachable. Like just because and we referee doesn't make us a shit person, I guess. And
Yeah.
And it felt like that, like 20 years ago, there was that big divide, I think, in between players and referees.
Yeah.
Like over there are the players, over there are the referees, and just stay
Yeah.
away from each other.
Yeah. But it's good to know that, like, I think as a player, again, and I'm going to keep going back to that, but it's nice to know that we can come up and have conversations with you outside of the game time and approach you if there is something that, I don't know, we need clarifying or just want to ask a question, or even if it's just to have a chat. Like, it doesn't have to be so formal, like you said. Like, obviously 20 years ago it was them and us, but I think knowing that refs are approachable and they're available to have those conversations, that just closes that gap even more.
Yeah, 100%. And it has and gotten like so much better. Like, I'll talk to Pete and quickly as he's walking by, "Hey Pete, how you going?" Or and yourself. And but on the field, like if I need to make a decision and like, oh, Pete, and you're offside or something, he'll be like,
Sorry, mate. Yeah, it's all good.
yeah, he'll cop it. So I think it just kind of bridges the gap as well in a sense out on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Tony, we've had some listener questions. Now, the first one's actually from Shelley. She said, "Don't make me anonymous. Make sure he knows it's me." This is what she DM'd me. "If Tony Calabria is the guest referee coming on the podcast, how does it feel to be the GOAT?"
And can she tell our panel members that?
Yeah. Seriously. No, we don't want you to be too good because I get so angry every year. I never get Tony as a ref. I never have you. You're always on the men's games and I get the shits. That's why,
That's
yeah,
all
we're
right.
not gonna
I'll be on
be
your
too
game
nice.
soon enough.
Yeah, come on. Number 2, this was a really tough question, actually. So the question, I'm going to read it word for word how it was written. "Do referees understand the importance of certain games? Is the ladder checked prior to a game and go, Jesus, this is a 1v2 in the pool to decide top spot? I think sometimes they turn up and they're not really sure of the importance. They may realise mid-game and refereeing standard can change." So I know that you guys don't appoint yourselves. There's obviously someone appointing them. Are they checking those ladders?
They're not checking the ladders. They're checking the game. Example, like if you got Sharks and Mets, like in the
Yeah.
men's, like, oh yeah, that's going to be a cracker of the game, and then they would appoint accordingly. But as a referee, I don't check the ladder or anything like that. I'll go out like I'm going to give it 100% if I've got no matter what teams I've got.
Yeah.
So if it's the top 2 teams versus 1 and 8, like I'm still got to
Yeah.
go out there, and I'm not really got to change my referee. Like I'm still got to and referee team 8 as I would if I'm refereeing team 1.
Yeah.
So no, I don't look at the ladder or where anyone's
That's a
place.
great
I just
answer.
and referee what's in front.
Yeah. Keep it straighty 180 across the board. You don't need to change it. Tony, fave team to referee and least favourite team to referee. Now's your chance to get back at people.
There's so many. I think when you girls won 3 state cups in a row, I think I did just about all 3 of them.
Yeah. I don't think I was there. I might have been there for 1, but I don't know if I'll. Oh, no, maybe that was that way back?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been way back.
I think you're there. So and so on the Manly and women's teams always fun to ref. Like if you go nationally, like like the Sharks are good to ref. Like I enjoy refereeing them. I enjoy refereeing Hornets. The Scorps. Oh, actually they had no team this year. So, but,
Yeah.
they're all good to ref. Mad like the Bulls. Yeah, there's no real favourite and there's no least favourite as well, I should say.
Very safe answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you're the people's ref.
Well, I try to have fun no matter what and teams I get. Like you have a few jokes out on the field as well, and there's no least favourite, but there is and teams that I enjoy refereeing because you can just have a laugh and while you're out there and have some fun. So, and I guess at the end of the day, that's what it's about. Like if you're enjoying yourself out there, then that's why we do it.
Yeah, nice. All right, final question. Most challenging and rewarding part about being a referee, and this was actually sent in to us by a referee.
And probably all the challenging bit, like, and now with technology is like we're so open, like, to and reviews of our decisions and all that. So
Critique, yeah.
it's like every little decision we make is under the microscope. So I guess, and all the players and coaches, as I said before, like, they expect perfection from us. And at the end of the day, we're human. There's got to be a mistake somewhere. But I guess our decisions gets blown more if we up more if we do make a mistake, because it's there in black and white. Everyone can see it. They can rewind it. Oh, look at this call. Like, this is terrible, like, and whatnot. So that's probably the most challenging part. But then, and the rewarding part is at the end, like at the end of the tournament, when they're reading your name out for finals and you've achieved your goal essentially, and you're standing there out with the teams doing the anthem, and you're like, how good's this? Like all the time and effort that you put into the game, all for that moment. And I think that's really rewarding. Like you're doing the best games, like, and that's what you train for. And yeah, I find that rewarding when I'm out there. So you soak it all in. The crowd give it to you a bit, which is all part of the fun.
Yeah, that's awesome, Tony. I mean, like, you guys have to be selected to get to those games too. It's the same process as a player. You need to be selected to make a team. So it is the reward of your hard work and your efforts. Tony, we're going to wrap up. I got so much out of this episode, and I said it at the start, but I just want to thank you so much for coming on, because this would not have been easy to say yes to. And I feel like you really openly and honestly answered all of our questions today, and we have a lot of respect for you. And yeah, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thanks, guys. No, it was a pleasure. It's fun. Thank you, guys.
Thanks very much, mate.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to wrap up for this segment. We'll take a quick break and we will join you shortly.
Danny, guess what? We've had a listener send through a voicemail and ask a question. Now, before we play that, I just wanted to, and I'm really glad that we do have this voicemail, because I'm going to share a story about something that I did about a month ago. So I crashed my car at a car park, had to pay the excess, all that sort of stuff, right? So,
oh no.
And I never got the mail and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so I ring Allianz, have to pay my $850, talking to the agent, and then they said, okay, are you going to put your credit card? Whose credit card? It's in my wife's name. They said, oh, sorry, privacy laws, we can't put that through. And I'm like,
oh my God.
Look, we're on the same policy. Can't you see this? They said, no, I'm really sorry. We're going to have to speak to your wife. And I'm like,
I'm trying not to tell her.
The agent said, your wife isn't home, is she? And I said, well, actually, she is. Just hang on there. Hey, Brooke. Yes?
Yeah.
So I get my phone and then I pretend, hey, can you come and have a chat here? I need to talk to the insurance company. Yeah, sure, no worries. And then
No, you didn't.
I'm a weirdo, right? So then I pretend to be for some reason I grab
hilarious.
my throat and hold my nose and I'm like, oh, hello, this is Walkerton. My credit card. The agent knew that I was the same person, and it's this idiot who's pretending to be his wife. And I'm like, what a lunatic. And I'm like, oh, hello, my name is Brooke Walkerton.
No way. Did the agent call you out?
No, they said, yeah, no problems. Thanks very much. Put the credit card in, payment gone through. You can pass the phone back to your husband now. Thank you. What the fuck's wrong with me?
And I'm like, so good.
You know, and the reason why I tell this story is because I thought I was going to have to impersonate somebody and say, hey, Danny, can you tell us what training if we didn't get any fun sending through videos?
Okay, guys, it's not fake. It's a real recording.
So I need to confirm that what I'm about to play is legit, and it is someone. It's not just me being an absolute buffoon.
God.
So,
dude, that's actually funny. That's good for me.
What a weirdo. But anywho, Danny, we'll play the voice message now.
The real voice message.
Hi, Danny and Mitch. Shane here. Really like the podcast. I have a quick question for Danny. My daughter plays for Hornets and is aspiring to go further with her touch. I'd like to ask what type of training fitness you do coming into a large tournament and what extras you have done to become a better player to reach the next level.
All right, cool. Thanks, Shane, for your question and for taking the time to send in a voice recording to the podcast. Look, I think I don't really change too much, to be honest. Like, I reflect back to when I was young and I was like that 16, 17, 18-year-old and I didn't give two shits about doing extras and doing training. Fast forward to now where I'm a mum, I'm getting older and I'm juggling work as well as touch football. My training regime is pretty set in stone because I have to, and I really regret not doing it when I was younger. I don't overtrain. I'm not a huge gym junkie. I do very specific training for touch football. And so the lead up of a tournament, my motto is eat, sleep, train, recover, repeat. Emphasis on sleep and recovery. I think, when you have kids, obviously this isn't applicable to your daughter, but when you do have kids, your sleep is absolutely everything. And I compare myself to when I was in the World Cup a couple of years ago and literally getting no sleep with a 6-month-old baby. Now, where I've got my bloody amazing in-laws who take Koa while we're in tournaments so that Pete and I can actually get some good sleep. And God, that affects my performance so much. So in terms of actual training, the specifics around it, I'll normally have like a team session once a week. Depending on what team I'm in, it could be a camp. Like if it's New South Wales or Australia, we train weekends. So that could be like every 3 weeks we've got a camp. The recovery after those camps is so critical and crucial because I'm running like nearly anywhere between 15 to 20 Ks that weekend and my legs are just dead. So if I'm not recovering properly, that will throw me out for the rest of the week. So recovery is huge emphasis on that. So yeah, outside of a team session, love to go on runs, but when I say runs, they're not marathon runs. Like I'm doing nothing over 5Ks. And I like to keep it specific for touch. So I like to do interval training, like the 1 minute on, 1 minute off for 30 minutes or 2 minutes on, 2 minutes off for 40 minutes, whatever it is. Sprint agility sessions, very important. And most people, if you follow me on social media, you know that I absolutely love my Pilates. I don't like getting in the gym and doing the heavy weights. I think the body strength work and the core work that you get from Pilates really helps with touch football, as well as the stretching for recovery side of things. So that would be my training schedule, I guess. And then in terms of nutrition and food, look, I'm actually fucking awful. I'm a convenience girly. So I just make sure I'm eating. I don't like to skip meals, even if it's a shit meal. And what I'm saying by that is after a Wednesday night park comp, if we haven't got anything prepared for dinner, we're going to Macca's. I know that's a bad message to send, but I'd rather put something in my belly over nothing in my belly. These days, when I'm obviously a little bit older and a little bit more focused on prepping for the week, I do like to, bulk the pastas and the steaks and meats and things like that. But yeah, I think the biggest key to prepping for any tournament for me is don't change too much. Stick to what you know, stick to what your body knows. You don't need to send it into shock before a tournament and overload yourself. If anything, I'm really tapering towards the back end of getting closer to that tournament. So yeah, it changes all year round for me, but if you stay consistent and you listen to your body, and I know the young ones are probably going, whatever, like I can go for a 20K run and I get up the next day and I can go again. But those consistent little routines that you do now will really pay in dividends come carnival time and pay in dividends come when you're 30 years old. So yeah, I wish I had done that a little bit more when I was younger, but I'm happy that I've found that consistent routine now.
That's great, Danny. That's really good feedback. Thank you for sharing that with Shane and the viewers. And if any of the other viewers want to sort of send through a message, please feel free to do so.
Yeah, and look, I actually thought about this when I listened to Shane's recording. I think some young players and even parents that want to help their kids train and whatnot, they struggle with what it actually looks like. It's easy for someone to say, I do speed and agility. Like, I'm happy to do some recordings of the drills that I'm doing and talk people through it and put it on our socials, because then people are actually seeing, okay, this is something that I can take back and do. It's not that hard to do. Anyone can do it. If people have skills and drills that they have, I don't know, video recordings or even drawn out on pieces of paper that they're happy to share with us, pass them on, because I'd love to put them out on our socials and give people just, that those extras they want to do.
Sharing that knowledge, right?
Yeah, that's all we're about on the potty, Mitch.
That's it.
All right, guys. Well, we are going to wrap up for this week. Please keep sending in any phone recordings or questions or shout outs if you've got them. Don't be fake and do the hold the nose and pinch the throat like Mitch. We want the real people out there, please. Although that was really funny. A couple of episodes we've got in the pipelines. Alliance episode coming up, which I think will be a really important one for the podcast. So really keen to get that up and going. We'll do an Asia Pacific preview episode closer to the Asia Pacific Cup. A few pretty big episodes in the pipeline for the back end of season 2.
Very exciting, Danny.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in this week.
That's it.
Anything from you?
No, thanks very much, Touchheads. And I'm looking for a sponsorship from Crest the Blinds.
Yeah. Are there any
blind companies
sponsors
out there that, oh, this is horrendous.
Oh my God, the lighting is so hectic.
Dreadful.
And we will sign off on that note.
Bye-bye.
See you guys.